Welcome back to chapter 6. This is the third video, and we're kicking off this third video talking about object permanence. By the end of the 6 substages of sensory motor development, children should be able to exhibit object permanence. And so what object permanence is where children should be able to understand that things and events occur and things happen even if the child is not able to see them or hear them or touch them. And so this is a funny meme that I found, and it says, not sure if she actually left the room or just covered her face with her hands. Baby's confused because it's on the verge of understanding or not understanding object permanence. And that's why peekaboo is so fun for children at a young age, because they really think that the mom or the dad or the caregiver has left, is gone. They don't have an idea or an understanding that the mom is, or the dad or the caregiver is still there, even though they have just covered their hands. So really understanding the child, as after they go through the sensory motor development, they should be able to understand that just because mom covers her hands means that she is still alive and she's actually still in the room. There are some criticisms of the sensory motor stage, and one of the things was that Piaget underestimated infants' cognitive development, and he also wasn't very specific about how infants learn. He mainly focused on the things that they were able to do. And there is another understanding or a criticism of sensory motor stage in cognitive development. So for example, Piaget believed that before infants go into stage 4, which is the coordination of secondary circular reactions, before they're able to go into that substage, the children must be able, they have to exhibit this A not B error. And when we talk about this A not B error, we can look at this picture or this short comic below. And what happens is that the child sees that their caregiver puts a toy underneath something, underneath a hidden place. And so they find it and they say, yes, I see that you put it under here. But the parent switches and puts the toy under another hidden area, but the child still, even though the child sees that they put it under, that the parent put the toy under another hidden place, the child still chooses the familiar hiding place. And so this A not B error, Piaget argued that before going into this 4th substage of a sensory motor developmental stage, that the child had to exhibit A not B error. But according to researchers now, that is not always the case. It's something that can, as children get older, they may not exhibit A not B error. They have a better understanding of finding hidden objects. And another thing, the A not B error it's not necessarily due to cognitive development, issues with cognitive development. It could be due to memory failure, or like I said, kiddos just eventually get better with object permanence as they get older. So that children have to go to this A not B era is not always the case. And so this is a criticism of Piaget's sensory motor development. So let's check your understanding. When an infant understands that objects and events continue to exist even when they cannot be seen, heard, or touched, the infant has achieved A, equilibration, B, deferred imitation, C, circular reactions, or D, object permanence. I'll give you guys a few seconds to think about that. The correct answer was D. Did you all know that that was the correct answer? I believe that you all did. Let's go to another check your understanding question. 4-year-old Tom learns to lift his stuffed cat up by the tail. After one painful attempt, Tom realizes that you cannot use this behavior on a live cat. In Piagetian terms, Tom's new knowledge involves A, accommodation, B, organization, C, assimilation, or D, equilibration. Give you all a few seconds to think about it and to answer correctly. What's the answer? If you all answered A, accommodation, that is the correct answer. Because he has his new knowledge, and his new knowledge he's now able to understand the difference between a live cat and a stuffed cat. So that would be accommodation.